Yo, welcome back. It's Fuego and the laughing person. So that was URL. You know what I'm saying? And yo, check them dudes out at URL music with a K.com. You know what I'm saying? Again, for all their music, check out their YouTube page. You know, hit them up on Facebook. They got it all. They got Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So hit each and every one of them up. And stay tuned for more because they got some albums dropping off. Beezus got an album actually. You know, he's working on a mixtape. And y'all need to check that out for real. But hit them up to let them know how you feel about their music and if you're interested in any of their upcoming projects. And you can hit me up again at mrfuegobeats@gmail.com if you want to curse me out, if you want to do anything like that, just hit me up. You can hit Kiki up at, tell him again.
Get money on 3 Key on Twitter.
No doubt.
And don't hit me up. Like, no.
Yeah, she said don't hit her up. I don't know. That means,
No,
you know what I'm saying? That means do it.
I love you all.
And I'm coughing. No, okay. So, of course, y'all know we was talking about conforming, Facebook, how it could screw up your life, how you should conform, not to sell yourself out, but you should conform to society to make sure that you move to the next level.
Be a professional.
And stop crying when you can. Let me stop. Yeah, so I wanted to go back because I didn't want people to, I mean, I know you didn't say that for people to think anything, but I didn't want people to think that I'm saying like if you go to a historically black college, you're crazy. Because I really think it's a good thing because if you're, I feel like for all people, but if you're a black person, I feel that, people, sometimes they'll tell you what you need to know, whereas, maybe a white person might not feel comfortable telling you.
Exactly.
And I'm going to
might
explain
not know
something.
how, or might not necessarily even know what to tell you.
But see, and that's what the reason why I spoke about the diversity. I'm talking about knowing how different people react. The reason I say that is because not saying that black people. Now, I don't know if you consider Norfolk State it's a black college.
It is.
So, but going there, you're dealing with black people. You're dealing with all types of black people. You're dealing with rich black people. You're dealing with they make medium income black people, and then you're dealing with black people that happen to be the first black people to go to college or black person to go to college.
Right.
Stuff like that. But when I said I wanted to go around diversity and live around diversity and all that, is because you don't, and like I explained earlier, is that when you're dealing with a different culture, if you're dealing with, and I'll just put black and white in there. If you're dealing with blacks, they're gonna mold you, and for black people, you know what I'm saying. Same thing when you come from a white neighborhood. When you deal with black people, all you're dealing with is not stereotypical stuff, but like when you come from like a white area and went to school with all white people, to me that's boring for one to only go with one group of people. For two, it's like it seems like you only learn a little bit about that other culture, but you can't learn a lot because how can a black person teach you about how white culture is when they've never been white, vice versa?
Right.
And now I know a lot of people say, well, same thing with mixed races and all like that. Now, all of us are product of mixed races. I'm a product. Everybody's a product of that in these days. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm the blackest Irish I've ever seen.
Nah, but that's funny, yo. That's like Eddie Griffin's stand-up joint, right? That's fun. Nah, but what I'm saying with that is that if you got a black person, a white person, you got a black male, got a white female. Okay. Now they have a mixed kid. Now you've seen this, and this is very funny, but you've seen this when the black man steps out of the bunch, the children's hair look like what the hell did you just do? Why? Because they don't know how to do that.
They don't know how to do it.
They don't know how to do it. You can't just put water in it and go. Okay,
No.
You can't do that like you can do yours.
It's not gonna work that case.
So, and the point is that not to offend, white women, because I know white women that can cornroll and do all that shit, but that's not like the average one cannot do it.
They just don't know how to do it. I mean, I've had friends who have. I would just say I did hair a lot in high school, middle school, and in college, and I had some white girls who wanted me to do their hair, and I just can't get with it. Like, I can't really do it. You know what I'm saying?
I
It would be
understand.
better for a white person to do their hair because I really don't know where to begin. As a matter of fact, even when you're speaking in terms of, different people of color, like, all right, so I'm looking for a beautician because I've been, trying to do this not natural thing, but like the semi-natural thing where I stretch my perms out really, really long. Anyway, ladies, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But my boyfriend goes to this barber shop, and his barber ended up leaving. I would say like the quote unquote black shop, and he's now working next door like this, Dominican shop. So I was asking my boyfriend, like, well, do the girls do hair in there? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, what kind of hair do the girls have? Now, that might not seem like an important question to you, but to me, it's like, if they don't have the same kind of hair I have, I don't want them touching my hair because they're not really going to know what to do with it.
I understand that, and
And he was like, two of them have your hair, one of them doesn't. Oh, okay, well then I'll have to go to the one.
I'll explain that. Now, I can get on. Everybody that knows me knows I can break down the history of every damn race, culture, everything.
That's
Now,
right.
I know. When you're
Okay.
dealing with Puerto Rican, Dominican, Panamanian, Cuban, those are what I like to call them Afro-Hispanics for real. Not all of them.
Yeah.
But what happens is that each one of them have somebody in their family with kinky hair, so they probably do know how to do that. It's different than Peruvians, Mexicans that don't, because it's a whole different breakdown with them. You know what I'm saying? Because the girl that used to dread my hair, cornrow my hair, all that, she was 100% Dominican, from Dominican Republic. She was what you would call a standard looking Hispanic girl. Just looked straight up Hispanic. She didn't look black. She didn't have black hair. Her shit was straight looking, but her mother had kinky hair. See, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm right. Her mother had kinky hair. Her cousins had kinky hair. Her father was like a white Dominican. And you break down the different. You can break it down, but I understand what you're saying because if you don't do that with them, I wouldn't have been worried. Now, if it was at a different, as I always tell my wife, my wife's Mexican. So I would always say that you don't really know, and she shies away from doing black. She twisted my hair a couple of times, and it was good. When I had hair, it was real good. But she went to school for cosmetology, but they only learned about kinky hairstyles for like a chapter. Like nothing serious. They learn how to do straight hair.
That's how
You see what I'm saying? When they do that, it's what you learn is you learn that from experience and doing stuff. But like I'm with you with that. But that's the reason why I said I wanted to be around how different people act. And when I say, you know what, you act like you came from a black area, or you act like you came from a white area, I can say that because I've been around that. You can't really assume. If you tell me you only grew up, you know what I'm saying, in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, you cannot tell me how the Asians act like that if you've never really been around them like that. You can assume from what you've seen, and you can assume from what you watch on TV. And you can't judge everyone by a group that you even been around. Even if I've been around thousands, there's millions out there that I haven't seen. But I'm just saying you can get a good understanding. So that's why I was like, well, I would rather be a diverse, and I didn't want to go to just where they thought I should go. See, I almost went to and you're crazy because I'm from New York, as you know. I almost went to Liberty University. Now let's get real. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. What's in there? You know what I'm saying? I almost went there, because I've never done this. Oh my God, this is, like I said, this show right here is big right now because you're getting on a lot of stuff that somebody wanted to get on with us and to talk about, like, the whole interracial thing and all. We're not going to get on all that right now. That's for another show. But you get what I'm saying. I wasn't trying to badmouth any black colleges because, because you did a good thing by going there because they molded you. Because some of these black professors might have grew up in a white neighborhood. Now they can tell you how they act, and they can teach you.
Or they worked in those places.
Exactly.
Because I got into Duke. I went to go to North Carolina, and I got all.
F you, man.
I had the grades. I had the scholarships. North Carolina gave me 20 G's, and I still needed like an additional 15 G's.
You didn't hear me? I said F you.
I had the money to do it, and I could go to Morgan and get a full scholarship. You know what I'm saying? And well, not a full scholarship.
But you know what?
Let's just put it like this: I ain't pay for myself to go.
You know the crazy part is that I tell black, I tell white, I told my white young boy that he played you know how I played in that league this year. By the way, we got knocked out of the playoffs. But anyway, I I was telling him that because he's 18, you know, I told him you should consider maybe going to a black college because you'll get a full ride. One of my teachers, because you'll get a minority scholarship. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with something free. I'll tell you that because right now, I don't want to, I want to work for mine. When you're I'm 28. When you're 28, you'll realize, boy, that's crap. When you're 18, I want to work for mine. Yeah, okay. When you're when you have real bills, you're gonna wish that you went your ass and got a full. Because I didn't get a full ride. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a full ride nowhere, and it ain't because my grades was straight. You know what I'm saying? But where I was trying to go to Virginia Tech. I wasn't able to pay for all of that like that, and I got kind of jumped around colleges, and I basically was like, you know what, whatever, and I chilled for like a year, then I went back again, and then I finished out and stuff like that. But my thing is that mine was a little bit different, but I feel that, you know, you did good by when you went to Morgan. That was great. You know, that was real good. You know, you were able.
Right. Well, of course, that was good. I love my school.
Exactly.
My school is what's up. I think all black people, and my parents did it the opposite way. They went to Maryland first, and then they got their master's from Morgan. And honestly, I'm applying for Johns Hopkins, so I'm not going to go back to an HBCU again. I already had that experience. That's what's up. I love my people. But, you know, I want to go to I want to experience the, you know.
The multicultural stuff. It ain't even about color. It's just
it's not even
status
no multicultural stuff. What it is for me is I know that Johns Hopkins looks hella nice on your resume.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying.
And the joint, and it's like $30,000 a year. It's not, and I don't think that they're going to do any better a job of teaching me how to do what I need to do that I could learn from Howard, Morgan, or any other black school. It's just that I had that black experience already. Like I said, my parents did it the other way. I always wanted to go to a black school.
Yeah.
You know, eventually, even if it wasn't, you know, I wanted to go to UCLA when I was in middle school. Like, you know, like I wasn't even thinking about, you know, Morgan. I'm like, ew, I want to go to another school. It's in town. I don't want to go to a school that's in the same states that I'm in. But when your parents give you an ultimatum and say, well, you can go to North Carolina and, you know, figure it out down there, or you can go to school here and actually know how you're going to go next semester. So that's
another thing I was gonna get on. You know, not to downplay anybody's parents, like my parents and nothing. But my father didn't graduate high school. My mother attended like, you know, the community college for a couple of years. And then of course she had, you know, us and everything like that, and couldn't do that. Now you come from a professional, educated background, whereas my kids are gonna be you. So you come from a different element when you're looking at everything, and your parents prepped you. I'm first generation. I mean, my sisters and brothers that are older than me went, but you know what I'm trying to say. We're first generation to actually go and see this. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little bit, I feel like, not that you had an advantage, but they were able to prep you a little bit different. You know, as far as the world.
They were, because they had better education.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
And
it ain't because...
Exactly. And neither one of them paid for it. You know, they paid for their masters, of course. But, you know, they went to school during, like, the early 80s, late 70s. At that time, they were giving, you know, so many scholarships to African Americans that, you know, due to the laws and stuff. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go get a history book. But those opportunities were very, very big for people to come. So,
I said I got to get that book. I'm just messing with you.
Well, they were very, very big for people of color at that time. So you had a lot more people of color going to these white schools. There was a pretty sizable community. Cool. Nowadays, you have more people of color, not just black people, but you have, you know, Asians, you have Latinos. You have a lot of different people that are going because there are a lot of different people in the world.
Exactly.
I mean, well, not in the world, but in this area. But back then, I mean, they had the opportunity, so they went. I have a lot more friends now that aren't able to go because their parents don't have the bread, because the economy is, you know, the way it is. So, you know, I've had a lot of friends.
But see, the way that it messes with me a little bit with that, you know what I'm saying, not to veer off everything, but when people say they can't, I always think it's bullshit. You know, I'm trying not to curse on it. I'm trying to get ready for the real deal. But it's crap, in my opinion, when people, because I could count the friends that have went to college, you know, like that. And you say, oh, I can't. Well, you know what? I have loans out. You can if you want to. No doubt, I don't want loans. if you want to get, you're gonna do what you got to do. Okay, doctors have loans. People have loans until they die. That's just what it is.
How life. If you think that's not how life is, you just always gonna be paying. So I remember I woke up one day after I had graduated from college, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna owe somebody for something for the rest of my life. Yep. Either it's gonna be for a car, it's gonna be for my house, or you know what I'm saying. Even if it's paid off, I'm still paying somebody for something. I gotta get gas. I'm not making my own gas in my backyard.
If you got all of that, exactly. You're paying for taxes. You're paying for gas. You're paying for something, groceries.
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah. There's no way you cannot pay for nothing. So get with it early. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just understand this. Understand this. You know what I'm saying? But the moral of the reason I was talking about this particular topic, is because I was trying to tell everybody, old, young, whatever, that as far as conforming, you don't have to think that you're selling out because you conform. You don't have to be anybody's puppet, as everybody likes to say. You don't have to wear shiny suits like Diddy was having locks in them do. You ain't got to do all that.
That's
but
right.
you should, to me, you should go, if you're trying to show something, you're supposed to do a little bit more than the average. And I always tell them that when I play ball, I tell them, you cannot play ball and just play ball. How you think Kobe, Melo, LeBron, Jordan, all the greats, Magic, got where they wanted to go? Did they do it because they just played basketball and just played? That's it. During the season, they just played. Then off season, they was eating, drinking, hanging out, smoking.
Because they wouldn't be playing.
They pushed themselves forward. They did things that nobody else would do, or everybody else was lazy to do. And there's basketball players. If you remember Earl the Goat.
Yeah, of course,
Manny Goat, Harlem, Rucker. We all know him. Everybody knows him. Now you telling me he could have been one of the greats. He was giving the business to Kareem and them. But what did he chose? He chose the drugs. So he couldn't sit back and say, well, before he passed, he couldn't say, well, whatever. He had to just admit, yo, I've messed up. So don't, what I'm saying? If you got to conform to do stuff, you have to, if your boss asks you to do something, do it. If you say, well, I'm just going to do this. I don't work in no marketing department. All I work in is a customer service department. Do you understand that what you're doing for yourself when you do?
Right.
When you do that? Because, as I said, when you come in and somebody's say you're going for head manager, okay, at the con, I'm going to give y'all advice on this, because I know many people that listen to this told me you're searching for jobs and everything and what to do. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just explaining to you that I've been on one end hiring people, and I've been on the other end trying to get hired. So I understand that you have to sit there. You have to understand when you're looking at a group of people. They might have went to college. They might have their degrees. They might have all like that. But they might have everything you have. Okay, what's the edge that you have? They've all done customer service. But what have you done? Well, not only customer service, but I also, I helped in this department. I help manage the marketing department, and I propose this and throw examples out and do all like that. They're like, I'm doing with it because they're more. I'll say, what is it? Rounded. You want to say what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, well, more rounded. I can say
they
that.
well rounded, and that's what I'm saying. That you're able to say, well, what if I need a new position, and instead of hiring a marketing person and a customer service person making $85,000 a year, I can hire one person making $70,000. I just saved 15. That's how the employer looks at it, and then they get you because you know that. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So y'all need to not understand that you have just conform to it. And like Kiki was saying,
I understand there's nothing wrong with being smart. Yeah. I have to tell people this all the time, and I can. It's been too many. I remember one time I called my cousin on the phone, and he had one of his little, hood rats around him. You know how I feel about them type chicks. But anyway, the blank answered the phone, and she's like, insert my cousin's name here. It's a white girl on the phone for you. Right? I was like, a white girl. So of course I go off, right? My cousin gets on the phone like, chill. But and the reason why she said that is because I didn't sound like an ignoramus. You know what I'm saying? I called her and I sound like I had some sense. So all of a sudden, because somebody is articulate, they sound like a white person. So that's not what I'm saying. You don't have to turn into that, into them. You just need to be a complete professional and just know when to turn it on and when to turn it off, because you do have to make sure that you're not who you are at home, at work, because they're two different places. And you can't be who you are at home at church. It's just a time and a place for everything.
Yeah. And all I'm saying, to that is just that, when people, it's very ignorant to say that somebody, you sound white because you're talking educated, or you sound black.
Yeah, because that's what it means. It don't mean, oh, she sounds like a white girl. You can't just listen to somebody's voice and say, oh, that person sounds like a white girl. I can tell when it's a white person on the phone, however.
And it's not it's not to do with you being educated or not. It doesn't. I know a lot of ignorant white people. I know a lot of ignorant everybody.
It could go both ways. I've met them both ways, intelligent and stupid as the day is long. But don't say that because somebody sounds intelligent. And I don't want people to think, oh, if I sound intelligent, if I wear a suit, or if I, come in here stunting, then people are going to think that, I'm a sellout. Or people are going to think I'm trying to be white. Nah, people are going to respect you. That's what's going to happen. And if you're real lucky, they'll start to hate you.
No doubt. That's like great advice right there. And what y'all should do from now on, I'm giving y'all all the green light, that if somebody says, if you are a white person, black person, anybody, and they say you sound white, especially if you're a black or Hispanic or Asian, and they say that, punch them in their face, because what they're telling you is that black people are stupid and white people are smart, and that's what they're telling you. Which is not, it's not true. Like, white people, yes, they have an edge in the way they speak. They do have a little bit of an edge. I know very dumb white people. I know very smart white people. I know very dumb black people. I know very, real smart black people. So it's just if you are, I'm not hung up on the whole race thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you that y'all need to definitely do something different. I don't want to hear no more complaints when you don't want to conform. I mean, look what Obama did. Yeah. If he didn't conform and wanted to, you think anybody knew he was going to be rocking soul music on Thanksgiving and stuff in the White House? They run basketball pickup games in the White House now. Yep, when did Bush or any of them do any physical activity or shoot people? And I say people because remember what Cheney did.
Right.
But we're going to go to another song. I'm going to play another one by URL. Got to.
Yay, I love those guys.
Play another one. What were you saying? What'd you say?
No, I said I love those guys.
Oh, that's what's up. play another one, and then we're going to come back and talk about something else that we might have a little bit of a disagreement with. All right, but we're going to be right back. Peace. $1 million dream, 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 $1 million dream.
That boy's only dreaming of money of all things. Renovated life, I ain't fucking with small change. I'm having nightmares, I'm closer to being legendary. With pockets looking like a presidential cemetery. I see a chick, show her quick, I'm a great fella. But money talks, so that's probably what my bank tell her. $1 million dreams every night, shit's bad for me. Cause I'm only happy when I get mad money. Cash on my pillow, money sack spreads, dollar bill sheets, 10 dimes in my bed. I need a dream reader cause I'm feeling kinda tense. I wanna make a profit, so it's gotta make sense. The money's on my mind every day, every night. I take whatever's left cause to me it seems right. I'm always trying to get it, so it's on to the next scheme. Money make me come, $1 million wet dream.
Worth $1 million, so fuck a penny for your thoughts. Now when I wake up, you won't believe what I cost. Watch out, fire out the mouth when I set it off. When other rappers talk, all you see is the frost. More cars than Fast and the Furious. Life's so luxurious. Now I'm on the cylinders. We gon' have to hurry this. I swear to tell the truth. Someone tell me where the jury is. It ain't a dream, it's a vision of the future. I like the way I'll be living. I live it up now just to practice for what's next. You can find me at the top, but it might hurt your neck. Damn, there go my seats. No lullabies, but I'm about to go to sleep. I slip $1 bill in the pocket of the jeans of a millionaire.
pocket full of green. Leader of the team, you can call me Willie Bean. 16 bullies to these scenes. After this dream, you could go on Crown King. Sound the alarms, motherfucker star. See me in the bright lights, buying up the bar. Setting up par, Tiger with the wood. Get it all black, Michael Knight to the hood. Life is so good when you got God in it. You know it's a hit when you got your side on it. Fame ain't nothing but a New York minute. Success is everything with New York critics. Don't need street cred when you got debit. With so much heat, I got a heat fetish. F it, go ahead and black out. Took my mini dream to the bank, then checked out.
Vamos.
My seat's in the building.
For block.